Good morning to everyone. Today we are start our third lecture in final year machine design and learning. Myself, Professor Dheeraj Ashtankar, Assistant Professor in Dr. Sir Kamaltai Gavai Institute of Engineering and Technology, Dara. Okay. So previously, first lecture we can discuss about the design of shaft, in definition of design of shaft, then material of the shaft, types of shaft, as well as we can discuss about the shaft subjected to twisting moment only. Then we are concluded one problem also. It's all are concluded in your first lecture. Then in second lecture we can discuss about the shaft subjected to bending moment. The introduction and theory, introduction and problem both. And now we can start the introduction of shaft subjected to twisting and bending moment. In previously, we can see only the twisting moment and only the bending moment. But now we can discuss about the combined twisting and bending moments simultaneously. Okay. So today we are start with your shaft subjected to combined twisting and bending moment. When the shaft is subjected to combined twisting and bending moment, then the shaft must be designed on the basis of the two moments, because in previously we can discuss about the separate one is twisting and separate one is the bending, but now it's the combined. Both are the twisting and bending, and both process are concluded in simultaneously. Then, for these the various theories have been suggested to account the elastic failure for the material when the subjected various types of combined stresses. Do you remember at the time of twisting moment, we are concentrated about shear stress, and at the time of bending moment, we can discuss about the bending stress. But now we can discuss both one. So the two theories are important from the subject point of view in your combined twisting and bending moment. Then first one is maximum shear stress theory. From that, first one is the maximum shear stress theory, and maximum shear stress theory is known as the Gauss theory. And at the time of maximum shear stress theory, it is used for only for the ductile material. It is used for ductile material such as mild steel. Do you know about the whenever we can design the shaft? All that depends on the material properties. So whenever we are using the mild steel, any product you can design on mild scale, you can use the maximum shear stress. Okay, then second one is the maximum normal stress theory. Second one is the maximum normal stress theory, and it's known as the Rankin's theory. That's clear. First one is the maximum shear stress theory, that is known as the Gauss theory, and second one is the maximum normal stress theory, it's known as the Rankine theory. In Rankine theory, it is used for brittle materials such as the cast iron. Okay. From that you can notice that at the time of you can use the mild steel material. At that time you can use your maximum shear stress theory, and at the time of your cast iron you can use the maximum normal stress theory, because in mild steel is under your ductile material and your cast iron is your brittle material. Okay, so now you can know about the stresses. Tau is your shear stress. Shear stress induced due to the twisting moment. So it's used in your first one is your twisting moment used in tau, and second one is your sigma b. It's your bending stress. Bending stress in your tensile or compressive also. Bending stress induced due to the bending moment. At the time of your twisting, you can require the shear stress, and at the time of your bending, you can use the bending stress. Okay. So now we can discuss about some formulas related to your first theory as well as your second theory. In case 1 means your first theory is your Gauss theory. Then according to maximum shear stress theory, the maximum shear stress in the shaft is your tau max. You are required the tau max, and at the time of your tau max equal to half into under root of sigma b square into 4 tau square. These are under your Gauss theory case 1. Then it's your sigma b and tau. Okay, but at the time of your previously we can calculate your m and t. T means at the time of your torque, and your sigma b is m, bending moment. So as per that we are put on your sigma b and tau as per your previous one. It's your 32 m upon pi d square. m upon pi d, 32 m upon pi d cube square plus it's your 4 tau, and your tau is 16 t. It's your 16 t upon pi d cube. Okay. You are remember the formula of your t equal to pi by 16 tau d cube. T equal to pi by 16 tau d cube. So that's why you can convert that in terms of tau. So tau equal to 16 t upon pi d cube. That's clear. At the same time, do remember the formula of your m. M is pi by 32 sigma b into dq. These both are for the solid shaft. So they are converted to your sigma b equal to 32 m upon pi dq. Okay, so that's why it's a tau max equal to 16 upon pi dq. You can common from both one. It's your 16 upon pi dq into what is the remember? Remaining is your under root of m square plus t square. So tau max equal to 16 upon pi dq into under root of m square plus t square. Okay, that's clear. So whenever you require under root of m square plus t square equal to pi by 16 into tau max dq. So under root of m square plus t square equal to pi by 16 tau max into dq. That's for the solid shaft. Okay. So the under root of m square plus t square, it's also known as the TE. It's the TE. T is known as the equivalent twisting moment. T is your equivalent twisting moment. So it may be defined as the twisting moment which when acting along the produces the some shear stress as the actual twisting moment. Okay, so these are in your case 1. In case 1 is your Gauss theory or the maximum shear stress. So next one is your case 2. Then case 2, it's your Rankine's theory. At the time of Rankine's theory, we can another name is your maximum normal stress theory. So according to maximum normal stress theory, the maximum normal stress is defined as the previously we can discuss about the tau max because it's your shear stress, but now we are required the sigma b max. So it's a sigma b max means your bending moment, maximum bending moment, and that is equal to half sigma b plus half into under root of, then remaining one is previous one, it's your sigma b square plus 4 times tau square. This one is same as per your case 1. In your case 1, it's your half into under root of sigma b square plus 4 tau square. Okay, then at that time also you can put your sigma b and tau value as like that, half, then sigma b is your 32 m upon pi dq. It's your 32 m upon pi dq, and plus half into under root of, then remaining one is sigma b plus 4 tau. So sigma b is same one, so it's 32 m pi dq whole square plus 4 into tau. So tau is your 16t upon pi dq. So it's 16t upon pi dq. Okay. At the same, we can see in your case 1 also. So from that you can common one is your 32 upon pi d cube. upon pi d cube. Suppose it's a common one. So what is the remaining one? First one is the half. Then half is also the common. Then it's m. Remaining one is m plus under root of m square plus t square. So now sigma b max equal to 32 upon pi d cube into under root of half in bracket m plus under root of m square plus t square. Okay. So now, do you know in previous one TE means your equivalent twisting moment equal to under root of m square plus 2 square, m square plus t square. So it's converted this m square under root of m square plus t square into your TE. Okay. So as per the previous one, it's your pi by 32 into pi by 32 into sigma b max into d cube. Pi by 32 into sigma b max into d cube equal to half in bracket m plus TE, because this under root of m square plus t square equal to T means your equivalent twisting moment. Okay. So this half into under half in bracket m plus T, you can convert it that it's known as the ME. It's your ME means equivalent bending moment. So ME equal to half in bracket m plus T is known as equivalent bending moment, and it may be defined as the bending moment which when acting alone produces some tensile or compressive stress, or we say that the bending stress as the actual bending moment. Okay, that's clear. So on that time you can calculate when you are subjected to combined twisting and bending moment. In that there are the two theories. First one is the Gauss theory and second one is your Raikens theory. So today we can stop on that time, and in next lecture we can cover the problems on the combined twisting and bending moment. Thank you.